Looking back over the 2019 KZN Road Racing Club Championships here at Desi's, it's been packed with thrills and spills. Every drop of blood, sweat and tears leading up to what is today the ultimate final. Competitors definitely did not disappoint the spectators and you the viewer, having given it their very all at every event, putting life and limb on the line in pursuit of that number one spot. It's no wonder some of the best racing blood is coming out of here, KZN. The 150s and the 150 Masters take to the tarmac with Sean Joffe and Zane Davidson leading both their classes. On the number 1 and 2 spots on the grid, first into turn 1 is Sean Joffe, followed by Adrian Janssen, Talek and Zane Davidson. Sean Joffe started strong but only managed to finish 4th. However, putting in a best lap time of 1 minute 25.647. The number 77 KTM 85 of Adrian Janssen's Telek gave the best lap time of 1 minute 26.657, and ultimately race 1 would go to Adrian. A familiar face returned to the track, that of Kendra Trevathan on her Honda CBR 150, sponsored by Auto Control Cables. Kendra, one of the few ladies competing against a stack of men in this competitive class.
So face the world head on. It's a new day in your world.
Forrest Brown super hot into turn 1 as he comes onto the brakes, hits a small wobble but ultimately gets it under control, giving a best lap time of 1 minute 30.346. Zane Davidson on his Honda CBR 150 racing in the 150 Masters class gave a best lap time of 1 minute 27.685, finishing second, a ninth of a second from the number 1 spot.
Never give up on what you need.
The start line sponsored Honda CBR 150 of Vincent de Bock finished 9th on the grid, but Vincent still delivered a respectable best lap time of 1 minute 29.973. Race 2 and Lee Sing off the line, going against Adrian. Vincent, you've had a bit of an up and down season, and now you have another class you're racing in. First of all, start off with the season for yourself.
Cool. Well, for the 150 class, it's been, like you say, a lot of up and down. Blowing my motor, the gears were slipping throughout the year, so it's been quite a ride. But nonetheless, we're still on the podium. We're 3rd for the championship, and hopefully we can try and move up to 2nd for this event. But nonetheless, we'll be 3rd.
Tell me about some of the people that make this happen for you, your sponsors.
Yeah, well, firstly for the motor, I've got Luke from MSC, who always assists with the motor and getting the bike up to race spec. I've got Startline, Delta Fire, Primo Panel and Paint, Carvin Engineering Services, Midas, Durban Brake and Clutch. They really are such a big help, and without them, really none of this would be possible.
Yeah, it's been a bit of an up and down season. The races that I've managed to finish, I managed to finish first. So yeah, it's been a good season for me.
We're going into the last race of the actual season. Pretty overcast out there. Are you prepared if it turns ugly?
Yeah, no, I actually hope it rains because it brings tight racing, makes it interesting for the crowd, so it'll be good.
Awesome. And some of the people who make the racing possible for you, who would they be?
Ross Champion, Viva Bella, Panel Rights, Margate Panel Beaters.
It's a new day.
And as the flag drops, Lee Sing 150 and Adrian the 150 Master winner. This time 22 retro cars head off on a rolling start, accelerating down the main straight with the raw power from these classic beauties ringing in your ears. Reg Sutton in his number 187 Ford Escort leads this pack, scoring a best lap time of 1 minute 20.423. KZN Retro Club join in the action with the KZN road racing team here at Desi's once a month. Most of the club members are based in Pietermaritzburg, and today they are hosting a few visitors from Gauteng. Following closely behind Sutton is Greg Steen and his Ford Escort 1.6 with a best lap time of 1 minute 20.885. Stan Roberts heading for the number 12 position with a best lap time of 1 minute 30.960. Manfred Schroeder holding on tight for third, but it wouldn't be as Schroeder's piston broke after 6 laps. Oh no, Trevor Kerr in his Datsun GX Coupe finds himself in trouble as he crosses the rallycross line, only completing 8 laps with the best lap time of 1 minute 27.618. Meredith Willis finishing strong in third in his Hopgood sponsored Ford Escort with the best lap time of 1 minute 21.011. And it's race 2 and away they go. Reg, we're coming to the end of the 2019 season. I know you've had a pretty good season. Take me through it.
Yeah, it started off, we had a few issues with the vehicle, we did a few mods, upgrades, and now we've got it running as well as we've ever had it running, so we're looking forward to the race today. Unfortunately, we've missed a few races through the season, so our championship points are not quite where they should be, but I think we're lying second at the moment.
We're with Quentin Willis.
At this stage, I'm lying second in the class championship. I'm certainly hoping that today's going to be a good one so that we can chase the number 1 man in our class, and yeah, let's see how we go.
Right now, I know you've had a few incidents on turn 5 this season. Tell me about why you like that area of the track so much.
Okay, the last incident that I had was actually something unforeseen. I actually had a tire go flat on me as I was powering through the corner, which made the car slide out, and I went slipping down the bank, which wasn't a pleasant experience, but luckily not too much damage done, so yeah, hopefully we're not going to have similar incidents today.
Race 2 finishes and Reg Sutton would remain undefeated with the best lap time of 1 minute 20.697.
Hi, I'm Kendra Trevethan and I race in the 150cc class, and we'll be right back after this ad break.
It's a stationary start for the sports cars and Super GTs as they are joined by Super Modified class today. And taking turn 1, it would be Duncan Dos Reis in his Porsche 996. Followed closely by Cristiano Magado and Trevor Graham. I see Dieter Zieting brought the smoke machine to this disco, but will it survive the night? The Super GTs and sports cars may have dominated the front, but it was an unfamiliar mid-pack battle for the Super Modifieds of Andrew Strike, Elton Phelps and Paul Tarberton to battle it out in the mid-pack. This would ultimately be Andrew's race with a best lap time of 1 minute 20.528. Zieting's BMW 2-litre holding out long enough to finish 7 laps. Dos Reis put up a strong fight throughout with a best lap time of 1 minute 14.972 against Magado, but it would be Jonathan Peterson in his Nissan 350Z who flew below the radar, taking the race with a best lap time of 1 minute 15.996. And off the line in race 2, the backdraft Cobra of Mike McLaughlin is up for a challenge against the Porsche of Dos Reis. Cristiano, we're going into the last race of the season.
I mean, I have been here once in the rain and it was a lot of fun to drive. So if it does rain, I don't mind. I think it's going to be a lot of fun for everyone.
And tell me about the car. It's looking pretty solid. How you set it up?
Yeah, I got it set up in Joburg by someone who's very good at it. So the car's feeling amazing. So I'll see today how it goes, and I'm expecting a good day.
Dave, last event of the season, double points up for grabs. I know you don't need them. We've also got some rain looming in the background there. What's your plan for today?
If it dries out, I'm going to go and have fun. I don't need to go out in the wet and take any risk. So I've done some changes to the car, some alignment changes. So I'm just going to see if it works. And I'm just going to use it to see if I can get a bit quicker for next year.
Yo, there's a close call for Dr. Dave. He was a sitting duck on turn 5. Paul Tarberton in his EIS-sponsored VW Golf managed a second overall, just finishing first again with the best lap time of 1 minute 16.340. Josh Reese managed to place third in the second race. Taking the checkered flag, it's Jonathan for Super GTs, Raymond in Sports Cars, and Andrew Strike in Super Modifieds. For the last time this season, youngsters get to take to the track in mini GPs, and away they go.
What has been your highlights for this year?
Not falling off, winning the championship. My uncle complimenting me on my gears.
And Hannah, so you broke your arm playing hockey trials. What happened?
I was going to shoot the ball into a goal, but when the girl tripped me trying to get the ball, I fell and I landed with my wrist on the ground. And as soon as I felt it, I thought I broke my wrist. We are racing!
And first overall went to Riley Day. Super Motards and Super Motard Masters, and away they go from a standing start. First into turn one is Craig Bishop, followed by Ryan Matchett, followed by Kenneth Wilson. KTM Durban's Craig Bishop held his own out on the track with the best lap time of 1 minute 16.801. Status PB's sponsored Ryan Matchett looking good for a second place with his best lap time of 1 minute 16.906. Only a third of a second separating these two guys. Kenneth Wilson on his Husky 450 in full battle for third, but will ultimately finish fifth in race one with a best lap time of 1 minute 16.996. Defco's Leon Smith worked his way up to finish third and a best lap time of 1 minute 18.091. Tin Roof Products Klaus Etzel in a masterclass, taking it nice and easy with the best lap time of 1 minute 20.424. In 7th position is EVA Group sponsored Mark Nell. Nell had a best lap time of 1 minute 19.913. But race one would be the victory of KTM Durban's Craig Bishop. Craig Bishop, you've had an absolute cracker season on motard this year. Tell me about it.
Yeah, I've been lucky enough this year. I had a nice consistent season, finishing in the top 3 of all the races. It's coming down to the end now between Ryan and myself, so we're fighting for second in the championship. Had a good start to the day. I qualified on pole. So a huge thank you to the guys that came on board this year, KTM Durban especially, Metzler Tires, Octane Racing and Trojan, and the few customers that helped me. You guys know who you are. I really appreciate it.
Right, I'm with Ryan Matchett. You've had a pretty decent season so far. Coming into the last event of the year, tell me about it.
Yeah, I know it's been a challenge. It's been up and down the roller coasters, but I'm sitting in third place for the year.
Yo, that had to hurt. Kenneth Wilson almost losing an arm to Ryan Matchett. Lucky no damage, and Kenneth will be back next year. Tell me about the sponsors. Who are the people that make this happen for you?
Oh, just everyone, family, my Mrs. Robin. I've got Status Panel Beaters, they help me a lot. Rocket Racing, Ronnie, he's always doing my tyre changes, and yeah, just everyone back at home that's always coming to support me, and it means the world, yeah.
Ken, we're coming to the last race of the season right now. Tell me how the season has been for you up to date.
It's been a good season up to now. I've managed to be reasonably consistent. Been battling a little bit with good tires and that throughout the whole year, but finally I got fresh tires on the front and on the back, so I feel that I've got a fair chance for the last race this year. Yeah.
With the close of race 2, Craig takes Super Motards and Justin Matthew takes Masters. With the ever-increasing number of competitors in the 300 class, the Power Sport class has now been merged with the Formula Extreme class. And into turn 1, it's Baxendale from Eldred from Rudman. Malcolm Rudman decidedly only focusing on finishing the race today, as the championship is already in the bag. Mid-pack, it's a tussle between Stephen Perrin, Clinton Massey Hicks and Llewellyn Perrin. Still early in the race, and Baxendale with a substantial lead over Eldred and Rudman However, only finishing third, he still manages a best lap time of 1 minute 21.307. Bike 41 Duncan Day manages a 6th place with his best lap time at 1 minute 21.653. Malcolm Rudman takes the lead from Baxendale, Rudman having the best lap time of 1 minute 18.440. Club chairman Llewellyn Perrin having a crackover day with the best lap time of 1 minute 20.110, only 4 seconds off the pace from Formula Extreme. But oh, Robin Eldred takes Rudman from the inside, racing down the main straight to take the first place in the race. Wheeling down the main straight, entertaining everybody at the track. Race 2 starts with a mid-pack tussle between Clinton Massey Hicks and Llewellyn Perrin. Jay Baxendale, your season overall, how did you pan out at the end of the year?
Well, this season we didn't actually plan on any big results or anything. We just wanted to get used to the 600 and like a consistent season, and we achieved that, no crashes, anything, and it went very well. I got second overall in the Formula Extreme. I
believe we're going to miss you next year on the track. Tell me about what's happening. I believe you're going overseas.
Yes, I've recently been sponsored to go to Spain and race the championship there for Supermotard. It's with the Supermotorland team, Husqvarna. And yeah, I'm going to be based in the UK, living in London and traveling over there each month for each round.
So does that mean it's the end of racing in South Africa completely, or will you come back and do a few events?
Well, I'm planning on doing the first 2 rounds of the KZN series again next year on the Motard.
All the best in Spain.
Thank you very much.
As they cross the line for the final time in 2019, it's Malcolm from Robin and Stephen. And Llewellyn takes the power sport.
How's it, guys? I'm Blaze Baker. I'm the National Supersport Champion. We'll see you guys after the break.
Off go the modifieds A, B and C classes from their standing start. As always, the saloons have an impressive lineup of 27 vehicles across the 3 different classes. Whoa! Not even through turn 1, and we are in the wild, wild west of the South Coast. Unfortunately, there are a few casualties, with the likes of Pierre Potgieter, Peter Blofield, Dave Burton, all out of the race for the rest of the day. And another close call for Thomas Steenkamp. This is action-packed. Here we go, the restart of race 1, and first into turn 1 is Ronald van Rensburg, with Shirin Rajpal following closely behind, followed by Leo Branders. Ronald is driving like a man obsessed. Oh, it appears Daniel Wexler got into a spot of trouble, but quickly maneuvered out and is back in the race. Shirin still close on Ronald's tail. However, tragedy struck Shirin early in the day when during qualifying he broke class, doing 2 laps of 1 minute 19.9. going over the class break-off time of 1 minute 20. Championship points don't get carried over to a new class. Shirin wraps up the 2019 season with the same amount of points as when he started, 0. PSA's Hank Lombard, number 17, doesn't look like the pile-up earlier affected him much, as he is going strong for a 10th place on the grid. The Dub Corp sponsored vehicle of Rob Priest, number 49, battling it out on the track. Priest having had a best lap time of 1 minute 21.879. A 0.9 of a second short of the best course lap time of 1 minute 21, belonging to Ronald van Rensburg. Roadmaster exhausts Damien Parker in his 58 VW Golf, delivering his best lap time of 1 minute 23.349. Panel and Paint Dane Thompson would place second overall today in Modified B, and it's a duel as mid-pack racers John Montanari and Keegan Sampson go head-to-head. But John will prove that the nitrous bully still has some boomer in him. Barry Legan's also not shy for a good old dice against Greg Bennett. The yellow dart would give a best lap time of 1 minute 31.873. Modifieds race 2 and away they go. The last race for 2019. It's all or nothing at this moment. First into turn 1, it's Leo Branders taking it from Ronald van Rensburg from Damien Parker. Brandons will have the best lap time in race 2 of 1 minute 22.001. I'm with Pierre Potgieter. I know your season's been a bit up and down for you. Please take me through it.
Yeah, so rebuilt the car at the end of last year, put a new motor in. First race out in quali, had my fire, electrical fire, burnt the whole car out. Came out for the next race, had another fire in race 2. In the next round, I had head issues 2 days before the race, so I didn't enter that one. I managed to finally get my first podium in Class A last event. Goldwagon Springfield, they're one of my big contributors. Shireen, he helps me out a lot, delivers parts at the drop of a call. And then, yeah, self-funded the rest. Got a tuning business that I was sponsored with, and then, yeah, the family contribute the emotional, the emotional support.
I'm saying it's Rob Priest. I know you've had a bit of an up and down season. Take me through it.
Yeah, we developed a new back end for the car and whatever. We had a couple of failures in mid-season and whatever. We've got it going well. Had a big off last race meeting, and thanks to Ken and Elton from M-Track putting the car back together for me while I could actually just work and concentrate on graft. I think we got my teammates up in, I think, pole today, or close to it, or maybe over it. I don't know.
Henk Lombard going off-roading, and Gary Brown pushing for a 3rd place overall today. And taking the checkered flag, it's Robin A, Tim in the B class, and Mark in the C class. 300 and 300 Masters, and away they go on the main straight in a field of 19 very competitive riders on their racing machines. First into turn 1, it's Rudman from Baker from Drew Gates, back from the Red Bull rookies, leading the rest of the pack. By 51, Yamaha's Blaze Baker, the current SA National 600 champion, is following closely on the trail of Rudman, both gents having delivered a stellar performance this year. M-Project sponsored Rudman maintains his lead, but it would be Baker who would score the best lap time of the race with 1 minute 17.446. 300 Masters Mark Nell had the lead in his class, his best lap time of 1 minute 24.436. Number 22, Lee Singh. This youngster has racing in his bones, a lot of potential, and a best lap time today of 1 minute 27.072. Vincent de Bock slowly finding his feet in the 300 class with a best lap time of 1 minute 24.771. As race 1 nears its end, it's full throttle for these guys. And eager Liam Smith ready to get into race 2. Garner, you've got a couple of top riders in your team. Take me through the season in general, how it's been for you guys.
No, it's been extremely exciting. I mean, I think it's common knowledge to know that one of the riders is a national 600 champion in the 300 class. And yeah, it's going to be a close race today with both Malcolm and Blaze going for the first prize. So yeah, probably one of the most exciting classes in the country, I can say.
Absolutely, it sure is, man. And how's it going for yourself?
No, very well, very well. I mean, the Bali in the class, but still competing. So yeah, no, I'm enjoying it. It's lovely. And you know what we've got in KZN is fantastic. I mean, the camaraderie in the pits and so on. I mean, we have the best.
Gonna take me through the sponsor.
The main sponsors for the class is a company that I represent. It's called Actum Industrial, and you might see a lot of the bikes with Bandit branding. It's stainless steel strapping. So yeah, they've come on board and helped me, and I've obviously used it to grow the class.
The results are in. Malcolm takes 300 and Mark takes Masters. Last but not least, it's Time Challenge, a popular feeder class for new guys wanting to enter the sport. Alistair, tell me about Time Challenge. You're quite a consistent competitor there, am I not saying?
Well, it's been good. It's been exercise, good exercise to train, good times. Consistency helps all the time on the track. So obviously retro is my primary sport, but time attack is good to set up the car.
Michelle, how's Time Challenge going for you so far this year?
So far, so good. Good, I'm enjoying it.
And if the rain comes down later today, are you prepared for it?
Not really, but that's how you learn.
The KZN Road Racing Club would like to thank the valued support of CMH Honda Wingham Schlanger, Carshop.co.za, Barlow World Ford Pinetown, Midas, Natal Recovery Services, Goldbach and Springfield Park, and Dubcorp, without whom racing would not be possible. We would like to express our gratitude to Carshop.co.za for their support this season. Carshop.co.za, the key to your dream car.